So thank you all for coming and supporting your loved ones. And now please sit back and enjoy the graduation of the 2023 class.
At this time, I would like to introduce and welcome our stage guests. Please hold your applause until the end. Board of Trustees President, Bill Jenkins. Board of Trustees Vice President, Jennifer Winnegarner. Board of Trustees Secretary, Dr. Matt Parker. Board of Trustees Assistant Secretary, Randy Darnell. Esteemed members, Linda Henders and Catherine Wiegand. And of course, our administrators, Superintendent, Dr. Flushy. Associate Principal Travis Willard, Principal Stephen Singleton, Assistant Superintendent of Business and Operations, Heather Wilson, Assistant Superintendent of Support Services, Robin Kramer, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Cameron Rosser. Please give our welcome guests a round of applause. I seem to have made a mistake. I would like to also welcome Board of Trustees Secretary, Paul Blake. I apologize.
Hello everyone, my name is Catherine Henley and I am the 2023 Senior Class President.
And I am Sunshine Lane, the 2023 Senior Class Vice President.
Randall High School has always been a place of tradition, ranging from our fight song to our unforgettable sayings like "Keep it classy" or "Once a Raider, always a Raider." Long-lasting traditions like these are a true testament to the power of community. These traditions have stood the test of time because they are meaningful and relevant to the people who participate in them.
Traditions contribute to a sense of comfort and belonging, bring people together, encourage ongoing connection, and reinforce shared values. Traditions also offer context and space for meaningful reflection.
For the past 20 years, something has been missing here at Randall High School: a physical mascot to attend games and events. And we, the class of 2023, would like to change that by presenting the school with a mascot. This mascot will proudly wear the number 23 in honor of this year's graduating class. We are also donating a wall dedicated to the state champions, and if we win the Lone Star Cup, a wall dedicated to the first Lone Star Cup.
We would now like to invite Mr. Singleton up to the podium.
It is so. Mr. Singleton, we, the class of 2023, present these gifts to Randall High School. Please accept them as a token of our gratitude, and may it inspire future classes to continue with our Randall traditions. Thank you.
Sorry.
Catherine and Sunshine, class of 2023, I gladly accept your gift. This is going to be a gift that people are going to get to see at every event that we host at the school. And when you walk in the front doors to the events at Randall High School, they're going to get to see the amazing things this class has done, and it's always going to have the 2023 mark on it. Thank you again.
Okay, underneath. Got it. Okay.
Good evening. I, Miana Bugabutz, and my best friend Carly Thomas have the honor of presenting the Teacher Excellence Award. All candidates for the Teacher Excellence Award were chosen by the student body, and the winner was voted upon by the seniors of Randall High School. It is given out annually to an individual who has made a positive impact on the students of Randall High.
Those who receive this award display the qualities that every student appreciates and admires in a teacher. These teachers are the best of the best, the most dedicated and caring people you will ever meet, and often a friend to several students that attend Randall High.
This year's recipient grew up in the small town of Channing, Texas, off of a family ranch. After graduating from Channing High School, she was enrolled at West Texas A&M University. She moved on to the Canyon and Amarillo area. She still kept her roots close to her. She has been described as a small-town girl at heart who has not lost her love for her hometown.
After working for Canyon News, she dominated the competition in her application to Randall High School. She said teacher love for literature and growth made her an outlier. Though she didn't need much help, as her colleagues have boasted, she humbly accepted it anyways whenever she could. It has been said that she can make even those who hate her subject love it, or at least tolerate it, by the time they leave the class. All of the problems and challenges that were ever thrown at her were met by her smile and positive attitude.
She has been described by her peers as ambitious in her work, curious about the material she teaches and beyond, and a lifetime learner. Above all, though, her most admirable traits are her kindness and her willingness to lend a hand to anyone that may need it.
When she started at Randall, she lamented that she wished to one day have a wall full of graduation announcements like that of her fellow teachers. After just a few years, that dream became a reality, and her collection grows steadily year after year. Her wall serves as a physical reminder of the impact that she has made on the student body here at Randall High School.
This teacher has stayed busy throughout her time with us as she has taken on Bible literacy course, the organization of the school blood drives, the hosting of student-led Bible study in her classroom. 4 years ago, she accepted the responsibility of becoming the 2023 class sponsor, a role she has put her heart and soul into. Our senior class will never forget all that she has done for us and cannot wait to see what else she do next.
It is our honor to present this year's Teacher Excellence Award to Miss Callie Shipley.
You look amazing.
Good evening. My name is Travis Willard. I'm a 2000 graduate and the associate principal. Each year, Randall High School presents the Sterling Award to a graduating senior that exhibits a number of well-rounded characteristics. These students might not necessarily show the greatest artistic, athletic, or academic ability, although they might. Rather, these students leave a lasting positive impact on Randall High School with the way that they conduct themselves and the way that they make those around them feel. Sterling Award winners have the highest character regardless of where their talents and abilities may lie. Along with the honor of receiving such a prestigious award as the Sterling Award tonight's Sterling Award winner will receive a plaque that commemorates this award, as well as a $500 scholarship from the Education Foundation of Canyon ISD. When I first learned of the Sterling Award, I thought, what a great award. What a high honor to be nominated and elected by your teachers. And then I wonder who Sterling is. Took me a minute, but I realized that sterling doesn't refer to a person. It refers more to sterling silver, as in black and silver, the greatest color scheme of any high school in history. When we learned the winner of this year's Sterling Award through those teacher nominations and elections, I decided I'd do a little bit of research about sterling silver to see how it relates to our award and our winners. Here's some things I learned. Sterling silver contains a mixture of metals that actually makes it stronger. Similarly, Our Sterling Award winners contain a mixture of desirable traits that make them stronger. I learned that sterling silver is the most reflective, or the shiniest metal. Similarly, the character of our Sterling Award winners exhibit also shines brighter than the rest. While sterling silver scratches and tarnishes easily, it also cleans and polishes easily, making it one of the most resilient metals. Our Sterling Award winners possess this same resiliency. And the last thing I read about sterling silver was this: as long as you clean it often and store it the right way, it's likely to survive whatever life throws your way. To describe this year, this join me in congratulating the 2022-23 Sterling Award winner, Alir Halidi.
I know some of us are getting pretty antsy to walk across this stage, and we're kind of racing a couple clouds right now, so I'll try and make this short and sweet. As you may know already, I'm Gunnar Willis, and I have the honor and the privilege to give the best wishes speech to the graduating class of 2023. And if I mess up at any point during this speech, no, I did not. I'd like to start off by saying apologies to any alums in the audience, but the class of 2023 is undoubtedly the best graduating class Randall High has ever seen. From our one-act play to our phenomenal UIL performances and our many trips to state this year, as well as, knock on wood, the first Lone Star Cup in any Amarillo high school ever, I'd say that it's barely even a competition. I'd also like to point out that from where we started at Westover, this class has had one of the greatest redemption arcs in history. And while I know many of us would like to distance ourselves from some of the choices our younger selves may have made, those choices have all led us to where we are now, the most successful class this school has ever housed. And it's not like we had it either. Just when we got into the swing of finally being the big kids, we were greeted with a global pandemic. And just to reiterate, because I feel like those words may have lost some meaning in the last few years, we were met with a global pandemic. That's the equivalent of turning 10 years old, finally feeling like a big kid, feeling on top of the world, and then someone breaks into your house and punches you in the face. Came sophomore year, when we couldn't even see what our teachers looked like, and if we coughed or sneezed, we were banished from life itself for 2 weeks. And just as things began to get back to normal, it was junior year, the dreaded junior year. For the parents in the audience that may not know why I call junior year the dreaded junior year, good. You do not want to know. I still have nightmares about AP chemistry. And that brings us to where we are now. To quote the great Greg the Stash Willis, my dad, if it were easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. And that has never been more apparent than with this class. Through this perilous journey, we've all made friends and we've all lost friends. We've made memories and we've prayed that normal force and Phillips curves would not be on the next test. Yet through it all, we ended up where we are right now, the most successful and overall greatest senior class Randall High School has ever seen. I encourage every graduate here to reflect on that, as life will, sooner rather than later, be rough again. Maybe not global pandemic rough, but rough nonetheless. And during those trying times, I implore each of you to look back on all we've collectively accomplished, something this class could never have done without each and every graduate here today, and understand that you can and you will overcome any obstacle that gets in your way. To close it all out, I'd like to quote the legendary Doc Emmett Brown by saying, "The future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one." Good luck out there, Raiders. Each and every person here will go on to accomplish amazing things, and I, for one, could not be more excited. And finally, as I've always wanted to try this with more than just the 6 kids on the cross-country team, I'm going to do a little experiment, okay? Raiders on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, where is it? I can't. Okay, it's right there. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, we're good now. Okay, anyway. Okay. My name is Sydney Perkins, and I have the honor to speak to you tonight with the salutatorian speech. Thank you for being here tonight to celebrate the beginning of our adulthood with us, and congratulations to those of you who are graduating tonight. It's been a long 13 years, but I know I'm not the only one with a bittersweet feeling in my heart right now. I would like to take a moment to thank the many individuals who have helped us get to this point in our lives. Thank you to the administration who did their best to make sure we had every opportunity available. Thank you to every teacher who put up with us throughout the years, especially when we were being difficult. Thank you to our parents who supported our many endeavors, even when they became time-consuming. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for supporting me and never expecting too much from me. I'd like to thank my God for giving me the opportunity and ability to stand before you tonight and give this speech, as well as granting us safety through our time in school. Finally, I'd like to thank you, my friends and fellow graduates, for making these past 13 years a lot more fun than they could have been. There are hundreds of thousands of words in the English language, yet not one of them can describe the joy with which I look back on our memories together. Every laugh we've had recently has only made me want more time with y'all. But, as one of my favorite authors once said, "Long live all the mountains we moved. I had the time of my life fighting dragons with you." Taylor Swift. And move mountains we did. This class has overcome challenge after challenge and won battle after battle to not only be the topic of countless headlines, not only have most of our teams go to state, not only have 4 state champion teams, as well as several individuals with state medals of their own, but also be poised to take the 4A Lone Star Cup for the 2022-2023 school year, a feat which has never been done not only in school history, but also district. There were loud whispers that the opening of West Plains would ruin Randall and we wouldn't be able to achieve anything for a long time, but the seniors here tonight took that as a challenge and proved all of those people wrong. There's never been a better year to say, yeah, I'm a Randall Raider. Now, I know pomp and circumstance this group truly deserves it. The word pomp is defined as a magnificent display, and circumstance is a condition relevant to an event or action. The actions this senior class has set their mind to are more than deserving of a magnificent display. However, I would also like to share the more uncommon knowledge of the song. The song was originally used as a military march, and it was written in honor of the coronation of King Edward VII by Sir Edward Elgar. The song was later played at Elgar's graduation from Yale, which sparked the spread of pomp and circumstance to graduations all across the U.S. The song has lyrics, which I did not know about until recently, but unfortunately most of them pertain to the lands of England, although the line, "God who made thee mighty, make thee mightier yet," could be fitting for an occasion such as this. But why should you know this? I know you really don't care about this song, and I really don't want to be known as the girl who talked about pomp and circumstance at graduation because I told y'all this, but I think there's some merit in this topic, or at least the story of it. The militaristic history of the song acknowledges the fight one must go through to get to their graduation, while its royal origins allow for an empowered feeling to fill each graduate the song was played for. Your actions have been deemed and truly great that people are making a magnificent display for them. They play a song that was seen as worthy of a king for you. If people are this proud of you for all you've accomplished at 18 years old, imagine how excited you are to see what you can do with your future. In a song called Just Be You, believe you're here for a reason. This world needs somebody. Somebody can be a copy, and there will always be people talking. So face your fears and chase your dreams and dance like no one's watching. Other schools with similar circumstances to us had the opportunity to do what we did this year, but they didn't. You guys had a desire to be great, and you went out and fulfilled it without regard for the people who doubted you. Now it's time to take that same drive and change the world. Because if anyone can do it, it's you guys. Go out and show the world who you are. Show them why you came out on top this year. Isaiah 43, verses 18 and 19 says, "Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." This year's been great, but it's over. The things we've done were great, but they're in the past. If someone decided to talk bad about you behind your back to your classmates and friends, well, chances are they're going to a different college, and you won't see them for a long time, if ever. Don't focus what happened in high school, good or bad, because if you do, you'll never be able to grow. And yeah, all of you were pretty successful in high school, but you have so much more potential. Pomp and Circumstance was written for King Edward, but tell me one achievement of his that we celebrate today. Exactly. Take this faith everyone has in you and use it as fuel instead of a reason to not do anything more. Take a chance and try something new. Go forge a trail where no one thought possible. I can't wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but the best.
Hello, my name is Brylan Lichty. It is an honor to be here before your all valedictorian speech. If I'm being Completely honest, it's strange being here now, considering the high school experience we all collectively had. It would be an understatement to say that the world that we live in today is not the same as the world that we began high school in the fall of 2019. Let's do a little recap of some of the many changes that took place in our 4 years in high school. Firstly, the structural renovations of Randall High School. We were the last class to go to Randall when there were tennis courts in between the east and west buildings. Now there is no east and west building, just one larger main building. And then there was, of course, the opening of West Plains High School and the split of Randall's student body and us moving back down to 4A. Moving outside of life in our school, Amarillo has grown significantly, making parts of the city we grew up in unrecognizable. Moving even further out, in our 4 years of high school, we experienced two drastically different but equally polarizing presidencies. No need to go into much detail on that matter. All I can say is 2024, messy times are ahead. But anyways, enough of that. What else? Oh, then there's the global pandemic that inevitably led to the largest economic recession since the Great Depression, the shutdown of practically everything that there was to do everywhere in the world, the permanent closures of numerous small businesses, and of course, the closures of all schools, including ours, in the spring of 2020. March 13th, 2020 was the last day of school freshman year. I remember the weeks leading up to that day like it was yesterday. The headlines warning the world about a new supervirus and what it could lead to. Seeing that new cases had started showing up on the West Coast. Teachers discussing it all with us and saying it was going to happen. Everything leading up to that day felt strange and confusing, but not to the point where we felt any real concern. But then everything changed. What we thought was just going to be an extra week of spring break of the school year, leaving us locked away in our homes for what at the time felt like an unknown. Teachers did the best that they could during this time, but it all really ended once everything was shut down. I remember how the lockdown affected me mentally, how it affected all of us mentally. The feelings of isolation and great sadness. Many friends I had missed out on the rest of their senior year and had to go on to the real world in the confusing and overwhelming of circumstances. I don't know if I would ever see them again after everything rushed to such a bitter end. Discussing the unprecedented people who had lost their jobs. I remember when stories of what was happening in hospitals began to break and how horrific it was for the medical professionals of the time. Hearing how rapidly COVID-19 was killing the elderly and other immune-compromised people to the point of digging mass graves. And on top of all the tragedy and loss, our country began to feel more divided than it had ever been, and that divide expanded to the entire world, for nobody knew what to do. It all felt hopeless and beyond fixing. Everything we had ever known was taken from us, and there was nothing that we could have done. We were the freshman class of COVID-19, and now we stand as the first class to go all 4 years of high school, experiencing COVID and its aftermath. I know we all want to move on and forget about this tumultuous time, and I know I'm not the first to bring it up at this ceremony, but I feel that it is important to acknowledge it because of its impact on our class and our legacy. Whether we like it or not, COVID-19 defined our class, but not because of what it did, but because of what we did after it was all said and done. Change is an inevitable force that dictates everything around us. It cannot be avoided. It is as permanent as time and space, and therefore is present in every aspect of our lives. While some changes are brought about purposefully and with great intent and meaning, other changes happen outside of our control and our feeble capacity, and can be frightening and inconvenient to our lives. There are two different ways people react to change. One is an attempt to go against change and inevitably be taken by its inescapable current, and all of the fighting and damage leading for nothing but pain. The other way is when you realize it is out of your control, so you surrender yourself to it and let the waters of change take you to where you need to be. You use it to your advantage to be at a better spot than you would have been trying to resist. COVID-19 and all the other changes I brought up earlier became the rapid river our class had to face. No other class before us has ever had to navigate the quantity of change that we had to all these years together. But instead of resisting the currents, our class surrendered and moved beyond all that was thrown our way. And not only do I think we came back from COVID-19 and everything else, we came back better off than we would have been without it all. And not only that, after halting our lives, we came back and went on to become the most successful and impactful senior class to ever go through this school. All of you already know all the state titles and the accolades we brought back, and that we will be the class to finally get Randall its UIL Lone Star Cup. But what makes all of this special is all that we had to go through to reach this point. Amidst all the tragedy and the loss and the odds that were stacked against us, we used these obstacles to build a lasting legacy. Now, the changes we went through won't be the last each of us face. As we venture into adulthood, there will continue to be great challenges that will put us in similar situations to that of what we faced in our years in high school. But because of all that we have accomplished, our legacy of thriving through change will carry on in every single one of us. We will set a precedent for those that will follow behind us and lead in a new era of great leaders who can adapt to what the world has in store. As we start our next chapters, these words that I have for you are words of wisdom that can hopefully aid you in some way. They were given to me by some teachers that I have been honored to have, and they have already shaped my life in many ways. The first is from Lisa Allen, and she always said, "Don't memorize for a moment, but learn for a lifetime." While it works wonders in Algebra 2, these can be applied to everything. You will be put in difficult situations where you will have to make quick and difficult decisions. Or you will choose to do something that you thought was right, but ended up being the complete opposite. In those moments, take them as learning experiences to use for the rest of your life, and don't waste them. The next words are from Devonna Clark. Don't be a worker pursuing grades, but a learner pursuing knowledge. While grades are for school, they can represent other things like money, status, power, and other frivolous things. Don't work aimlessly towards these physical things or ideas. Even as we age, we will always have things to learn. So always try to learn something new every day that you live, for knowledge has more longevity than any of those other things. The last piece of advice is from Rachel Huseman, and it's the most impactful lesson I have learned outside of the classroom from an educator. The world is more complex than black and white. People are more complex than black and white. Many of our modern issues arise from a general lack of understanding. For as long as humans have roamed this earth, everyone has looked through the lenses where they think they are the heroes and everyone else is the villain. Every conflict that has ever happened and continues to happen originates from ignorant perspectives of the opposing side of an issue. As long as we continue to see each other as black or white, left or right, red or blue, science or religion, rich or poor, good or evil, then we are bound to continue our dangerous cycles. Only when we begin to observe our gray areas and try to understand our ideas, where we come from, or why we think a certain way, is when we can build a less isolating world. Part of change is a change in perspective, and you can't limit your ways of thinking because the world operates on a grand scheme of beliefs, cultures, and frames of thought. It sounds challenging, but I've seen it done here. So these things are possible. So going forward, try through an unbiased lens and see that we are all trying to make it like the next person. So as long as we understand and attempt to understand our different ways of navigating this wild place, we will be much better off than those who came before us. Thank you to the staff and admin of Randall High School for your dedication to our success. I would like to thank my incredible teachers and directors for seeing this all through and guiding me and my peers through this crazy journey. Thank you to the amazing fine arts programs, and I hope to see that the fine arts continue to be recognized and acknowledged at the school as it has been. Much love to my beautiful choir family and also RHS Productions, where we came and won not our first, not our second, but our third UIL state championship in this program. Thank you to all my amazing friends who have supported along the way. I wouldn't have had this unforgettable high school experience without all of you. There are way too many of you, but all that have asked for a shout out, I love all of you, and shout out to you all collectively. And thank you, God, for guiding me and helping me grow in the way that you have had in your vision. And finally, thank you to all of my family, my brother and sisters who have loved me and have been there for me no matter what. And then to my parents for always believing in me and allowing me to be whoever I wanted to be. Your love and dedication is the reason I am standing here today. Thank you for always loving me no matter what and letting me have the freedom to do whatever made me happy. I love you guys more than you know. Thank you to the class of 2023. Congratulations on making these some of the best 4 years Randall will ever see. I wish you all nothing but the best because we have done nothing but the best. Thank you.
Good evening, and the student speakers that spoke tonight had a great task in front of them. Please join me, give them another round of applause for their speeches tonight. Right now, I'd like to recognize some people that are here, and sitting on the sides of our graduates is the most dedicated teachers, educators that I've ever witnessed. I told them this morning in a meeting that I get the opportunity to talk to principals and superintendents from across the state of Texas, and they right now are going, what in the world is going on at Randall High? And I tell them it's the staff that are in the classrooms at our campus. Please join me in thanking all of the staff of Randall High School for what you do. Thank you so much. Tonight, we get to honor the dedication of 5 of our educators that are retiring. And between these 5 educators, there is over 140 years of experience, with 100 of those years at Randall High. Please join me in thanking Kelly Hill, and y'all stand up when I call your name. Kelly Hill, Vicki Johnson, Dell Hanson, Dwayne Roberts, and Coach Galen Selman. Sitting with this class tonight is a very special group of students that have made a commitment and dedication to serve our country. Seniors, if you're going to be serving in a branch of the military, would you please stand at this time and be recognized for your commitments? And seniors, you're not alone in your journey or your dream to serve our country. In our audience tonight, there are several that have already committed themselves to the courageous path that you're about to take. If any of our guests that are here tonight have served in the military, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? On behalf of Randall High School, we want to thank each of you for your service, and good luck to our seniors. Seniors, we're here. It's your last class meeting. So I could go on, and I think I could give a 4-hour speech about all the accomplishments this class has done, but they told me no. Thank you. So we decided this morning we're going to brag a little bit. We're not just going to tell you what all they've done. We're going to show you what this class has done, because they really have done some incredible things. Right now, sitting in front of you, the seniors that are sitting in front of you tonight are the #1 ranked academic, fine arts, and athletic high school in the entire state of Texas. Congratulations, seniors, on where you're at. All right, so seniors, let's just show them. You want to show them? Let's show them. All right, seniors, here's what we got. If you were crowned a state or national champion during your 4 years of high school, would you please stand at this time? I feel like I'm going to repeat a little bit, but sitting in front of you tonight is a group that, starting in the fall, we had our tennis go undefeated, won a state championship. Volleyball wins a state championship. 3 weeks ago, One Act Play goes and wins a state championship, their third one, and it's barely been 48 hours, and we just crowned the Randall High School boys golf team state champions once again. All right, seniors, y'all stay standing. If you qualified for state or competed at the state level in the last 4 years or were a national qualifier, would you please stand at this time? So once again, we finished third in the state this year. So we didn't just win state titles. We got on the podium in several other events, including our girls cross country team, boys basketball, boys wrestling. Band was a state finalist, cheerleading a state finalist. We finished third in the entire state of Texas in all of UIL academics this year. And that just happened 2 weeks ago. We have numerous students standing here tonight that represented Randall High in athletics, fine arts, academics, and career classes at the state level. Congratulations, seniors, once again. Remain standing. If you competed in beyond district competitions with a UIL or extracurricular activity, would you please stand at this time? And again, your Randall High School, your Randall Raiders, are the UIL Academic District Champions for the 5th year in a row. If you are a part of a club, an organization, or a UIL group in your 4 years of high school, would you please stand? And seniors, if you completed your FAFSA or college and career military ready or completed your requirements for graduation tonight, that's every single one of you. Would you please stand? Remain standing for a second, seniors. What an incredible career. And we're not done yet. I mentioned the Lone Star Cup earlier. You've heard it several times, but right now we're in first place. The next points is going to get released tomorrow. The last points are going to get released at the end of baseball season. You've heard the students talk about how proud they are of what they've done. This senior class, you have been the leaders that have put us in the position that we're in today. For me to you, a huge thank you. Y'all have been a very great pleasure to work with. Thank you again, seniors, and congratulations. Y'all may be seated. So speaking of June and the end of baseball season, and that kind of brings me to my next point tonight. Our Raider baseball team is going to be taking on Wichita Falls High in the regional semifinals Friday in Wichita Falls for Game 1. However, Game 2, it will be in Hodgetown on Saturday at 2 o'clock. No charge for admission. I challenge everybody sitting here tonight to show up. Come out and support our boys of summer as they chase the Gold Gloves and another Lone Star Cup title. So seniors, I gave you the abbreviated version I promised you so we could get things in before the rain. But I got to tell you one thing. What you've achieved is really hard to fathom. You have changed what normal is. You are not normal. You're the most abnormal class I've ever seen in my life. You heard Bryland's speech. You heard all the speeches that were given tonight. What you heard about was how unnormal, not normal things were for your first 3 years. In this 4th year, you decided it had to be abnormal one more time. And what you have achieved is not normal. I am proud of what you have done. I hope you come back to visit us. You have achieved some of the most amazing things. Dr. Fluschi, I hereby certify that these students have met all the requirements set forth by the Texas Education Agency in order to receive their high school diploma or certificates of completion. It is an honor to present to you and the members of the Canyon ISD Board of Trustees the Randall High School graduating class of 2023.
Mr. Singleton, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Canyon ISD, I accept the recommendation to confer these seniors as graduates of Randall High School. Congratulations.
Are y'all ready to graduate? At this time, would the ushers please come forward? Seniors, it's time to graduate.
Do you want this up there? Do you want this up top? Grab that to put 'em in.
Brylan Lichty.
Lloyd Estera Tria III.
Sydney Perkins.
Juanita Castillo.
Gunnar Reed Willis.
Sean Stone.
Carly Thomas.
Ryan Henderson.
Miana Bhagavach.
Kendi Brown.
David Monroe.
Catherine Hindley.
Aiden Gilbert.
Sunshine Lane.
Tyler Martin Adams.
Lorenzo Darnell Akins.
Adam Sergio Aldape.
Shaylee Faye Allison.
McKenna Jade Alstead.
James Roger Almengard.
Catherine Melissa Elena Atwood.
Daniel Ray Auberg.
Russell Allen Bailey.
Dawson James Bagby.
Kayla Marie Barnes.
Nathan Edward Baker.
Eli Anthony Bates.
Carson Trent Bartlett.
Reagan Kaylee Bell.
Davian George Bell.
Ashton Bryce Bennert.
Jalen Oreste Beltran Diaz.
Jace Thomas Bivens.
Avery Elise Bittner.
Andrea Nicole Barone.
Evan Mark Blankenship.
Alex Boyer.
Duncan Eugene Bowles.
Tatum Reese Brandt.
Kylie Faith Bradford.
Berkeley Grace Browder.
Ryder James Bruton.
Mason Andrew Brown.
Luke Christian Brown.
Jaden Charlie Busby.
Abriana Grace Burke.
Shakori Aaron Butler.
Peyton Ryan Bush.
Dante Daniel Camacho.
Marissa Faith Cabezuela.
Hannah Rose Campbell.
Diego Giovanni Camacho.
Nicholas Alex Carrillo.
Buchanan Agatha Carr.
Zaylee Bell Carson.
Carolyn Rose Carrion.
Gilbert Isaiah Casares.
Jada Denise Carswell.
Christopher Cerda.
Caden Alexander Castillo.
Aaliyah Janae Chavarria.
Andrea Michelle Chaidez.
Elizabeth On Chin.
Tayden Elias Chavarria.
Madeline Grace Clack Trevino.
Cody Austin Cherney.
Abigail Kristen Coe.
Taryn Elijah Clemens.
Matthew Dale Cole.
Braylon Dawn Kofer.
Alana Monet Comaford.
Michael Gabriel Collins.
Santiago Coronado.
Trista Renee Connor.
Kyler Danelle Cox.
Jaden Sebastian Correa.
Natalie Renee Cruz.
Caitlin Elise Craddock.
Kyler Jack Darnell.
Riley Strider Davis.
Brox Creedon Dawson.
Diego Felipe de la Cruz.
Tylee Jode Los Santos.
Marcos Antonio Del Fiero.
Destiny Marie Dindy.
Jaden Jerome Deanda.
Aiden Matthew Jurup.
Juan Manuel Duarte.
Cole David Dudding.
Javen Sherrod Dunlap.
River William Dunn.
Carson Todd Dias.
Brooklyn Ray Iger.
Kylie Renee Ethier.
Randy Israel Egbert.
Ralph Allen Ebling.
Cooper Matthew Embry.
William Ethan Ernest.
Jasmine Desiree Fajardo.
Zariah Nevea Flores.
Mason Avery Freeman.
Brianne Elizabeth Fudge.
Hope Marie Fuentes.
Michael Josiah Fuentes.
Mia Elizabeth Gabriel.
Edward Douglas Gay.
Boston Draylon Geneva.
Mason Ryan Gilbert.
Isaac Gomez.
Christopher James Gonzalez.
Daniel Randy Gonzalez.
Sydney Marie Gove.
Natalie Nicole Grant.
Gracie Morgan Headings.
Samantha Caitlin Green.
Sydney Ryan Grisham.
Gilbert Michael Guajardo.
Nicholas Austin Justin.
Genesis Mariah Lee Gutierrez.
Amel Hajashabich.
Ilir Halidi.
Sawyer Kale Hammer.
Alyssa Morgan Hamner.
Zachary Tyler Hardesty.
Braden Daniel Harless.
Keenan Bryce Hartman.
Hayden Edward Harms.
Jabarius Latrell Gray.
Nicholas Ray Hastings.
Devin Brett Henley.
Jaden Lee Heller.
Ella Sue Hester.
Christian Hernandez.
Alana Sue Hogan.
Bryson Lane Hill.
Sarah Renee Hope.
Elizabeth Nicole Hollabaugh.
Kyrie Brianne Huddleston.
Beck Lee Hudeshell.
Toby Jacobs.
Savannah Jane Ivy.
Javier Alejandro Jaradui.
Kirsten Nadia Aramillo.
Christian Alexander Jeter.
Bakuru Jean Paul.
Hannah Irene Jimenez.
Butolo Jean Pierre.
Cadence James Jodal.
Elijah Andrew Job.
Ava Claire Jones.
Drake Anthony Johnson.
Joseph Morgan Jones.
Nicole Johnson.
Caden Seabrook Juarez.
Georgia Lynn Jones.
Madeline Faith Kaiser. Madison Faith Kaiser.
Amarisa Bonita Juarez.
John Paul Kelly Jr.
Alexander Luis Gerardo.
Bihar Apurva Kandar.
Kai Slayton Keatle.
Kelton Lee King.
Riley Ann Kemp.
Caitlin Grace Knighton.
Macy Renee Kyle.
Isaiah Malachi Lorlis.
Mason Alexander Kincaid.
Phoebe Madeline Libertowski.
Avery Ryan Lansing.
Byron William Lytle.
Ali Romeo Leva.
Tori Lynn Lowry.
Ryan Garrett Licky.
Aiden Jacoby Lucero.
Jaden Tennille Lofton.
Angel Kevin Lucero.
Elliot Jaciel Lozano Muñez.
Gracie Elizabeth Martinez.
Alejandro Samuel Lucero.
Michaela Rose Martinez.
Ella Ann Martinez.
Mallory Owen Massendale.
Josiah Michael Martinez.
Logan Andrew McCam.
Brendan Shane Massengale.
Lena Avery McPherson.
Alexander Cole Massey.
David Bryce Melton.
Rachel Emery Maxwell.
Ethan Josiah Mendoza.
Trayvon Michael McNary.
Jaden Michael Miranda.
Andrew Eli Mejia.
Landry Lou Moore.
Armando Alfredo Mendoza.
Ella Grace Morgan.
Max Teal Miller.
Andrew Thomas Mao.
Jacob Ubaldo Montano.
Jaden Raylan Neighbors.
Amalia Dominique Moreno.
McKaylee Lynn Nelson.
Madeline Claire Morrison.
Adrian Creed Nicholson.
Ren Myers.
Ashley Lynn Norman.
Mason Thomas Vernon Napia.
Caleb Matthew O'Donnell.
Jason Nguyen.
Ariana Rose Olmos.
Kenzie Nicole Nye.
Aubrey Elizabeth Osage.
Amberlyn Tatum Odell.
Colton Matthew Parker.
Daniel Luke O'Driscoll.
Adrian Adame Payan.
Alex Ortega.
Isaac Josiah Pena.
Ainsley Jane Osborne.
Kevin Eduardo Perez Vasquez.
Brianne Ray Perrick.
Parker Spade Peterson.
Elijah Pena.
Mia Presley Petlongsy.
Garrett Michael Padilla.
Alexandria Grace Pinter.
Asia Ariana Perry.
Landry Kristen Posey.
Renee Dean Phelps.
Emily Jane Pruitt.
Elizabeth Jacqueline Fudavong.
Jenna Elise Ramirez.
Raslyn Michelle Porter.
Miriam Grace Ramirez.
Charles Patrick Riley.
Isaac Nathaniel Ratliff.
Emily Cassandra Ramirez.
Franklin Riley Ray.
Malachi John Ramirez.
Ashley Marie Redmond.
Alan Leono Ramos.
Janessa Malia Reynoso.
Kaylin Renee Ratliff.
Mandy Lauren Rios.
Kaylee Ann Ray.
Xander Lee Roberts.
James Dylan Reynolds.
Carlos Manuel Rodriguez Tirado.
Wyatt Dean Province.
Ryan Dale Sable.
Carson Lane Roach.
Landon Isaiah Size.
Elijah Caleb Rodriguez.
Alex Natividad Sanchez.
Gabriel Joseph Saavedra.
Sierra Angel Sanchez.
Aaron Bree Signs.
Mikey Anthony Santiago.
Tinsley Malin Salter.
Jaden John Schomburg.
Sean Donathan Augustine Sanchez.
Tylee June Sheffield.
Isaiah Ray Sandoval.
Berkeley Renee Smith.
Billy Caden Sato.
Garrett Wayne Smith.
Megan Ariana Scott.
Reed Arthur Smith.
Ryan McKenzie Slatton.
Con Gavin Suktikit.
Eli Christian Sosa.
Madeline Marie Spear.
Paige Brianne Smith.
Alessandra Mariah Jaramillo.
Ruby Michael Smith.
Alton Jeremy Stanley.
Charles Blaine Snow.
Keithan Alexander Stewart.
Lillian Rose Spears.
Justin Lee Sturgeon.
Lucas Ray Spears.
Sydney Nicole Tatum.
Shelby Christine Stafford.
Fortuna Zergaber Tetlesenbit.
David Alexander Stewart.
Avery Jade Velarde.
Charles Avery Stringer.
Jacob Josiah Anthony Trujillo.
Gitanjali Sinaya E. Talavera.
Tyler Anthony Turner.
Dawson Lane Taylor.
Logan Matthew Tice.
Casey Wyatt Tully.
Ethan Jaron Bidari.
Brianna Gail Todd.
Cayman Sean Warren.
Dante Matthew Trice.
Ashton Bree Wheeler.
Benton McGregor Tharp.
Nathan Frederick White.
Zayden Don Turner.
Elijah Daniel Williams.
Jasmine Jera Weitenheimer.
Micah Jaden Williams.
Barbara Talina Velo.
Brody Lane Wilson.
Cassidy Michelle Walker.
Carson James Wright.
Alexandria Mia Washington.
Salamawit Hadish Yamane.
Dana Marie White. Chloe Leanne Wilhelm. Sebastian Dean Williams. Jerai Howard Wood. Adriana Lynn Ibada. Avery Jessica Zuniga.
Graduates, would you please stand? Move your tassels right to left. I present to you the class of 2023. Congratulations, seniors. You can come back and get them.